The ZeniMax Media exclusive advantage is already starting to take shape for the Xbox Series X and S. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So when Xbox bought ZeniMax Media, there was a lot of speculation going around the internet about how we thought that Xbox and Microsoft was going to use this exclusive advantage, and if they were going to continue with their pretty much extremely consumer-friendly ways, specifically what they have done with Minecraft, and allow these games to show up on other platforms. A lot of people were speculating that Microsoft was still going to allow games from Bethesda, games from Arcane, and games from the other studios under ZeniMax to be on the PlayStation 5. And I'll be quite honest, my first initial reaction about this was that they may actually do that. They may actually allow these games onto the PS5 just based off of their previous actions with how they've been handling the lead up until the next generation, and just overall how consumer friendly they have been with Game Pass and things like that. But the more and more I think about it, the more and more you look at it, Microsoft did not spend $7.5 billion on ZeniMax to not create these games exclusive to the Xbox platform, particularly on the Xbox S and X and on PC. Now, $7.5 billion is a ton of money, obviously, but to Microsoft, $7.5 billion is really just a small amount of what they actually have available in cash. I read that they had over like $130 billion in cash, liquid, right away that they could spend. And basically they could take that money and buy more studios and do more things. So they have a lot of leeway to make up that $7.5 billion, to make their money back on this acquisition. And having to force these games onto other platforms really makes absolutely no sense because of this. Sure, they can make money off royalties or signing multi-million-dollar deals with PlayStation and with Nintendo for them to get these games on their platform, but overall, keeping these games exclusive to the Xbox platform and keeping them on Game Pass specifically to get more people to sign up for the service is definitely the better decision and the best decision for Xbox going forward into the future. We've already seen just the uptick in Game Pass subscribers jumping to over 15 million subscribers now, which is crazy. If you do the math, they're making about $150 million a month off Xbox Game Pass alone. Probably even more with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate that gives you access to both Xbox Game Pass on PC and Xbox Game Pass on console. So it's just going to be crazy, the subscription service model and how much money they are going to be making. And it is clearly the best money making model and the best for business going forward. On top of that, you don't have Microsoft and Xbox exploiting this and just really giving so much value to the consumer. Now, we recently just got a leak, an announcement based off of the ESRB ratings board that there's going to be a Wolfenstein and a Dishonored and Prey collection coming, seems like, exclusively to the Xbox Series X and to the Xbox Series S. So there was this on the ESRB website, just giving the rating summary of what the games are, so you can clearly tell that these are definitely coming out, these are definitely in the works. I had seen the Dishonored and Prey collection a couple of days ago, but this new Wolfenstein one is just an addition to what they were already planning on releasing. Now with the Dishonored and Prey collection, you're most likely to be getting the 4 games, which are Dishonored, Dishonored 2, Dishonored Death of the Outsider, and Prey. And then with the Wolfenstein All History collection, most likely be getting Wolfenstein The New Order, Wolfenstein The Old Blood, Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus, and then Wolfenstein Youngblood. So there's going to be great games in both of these collections, and you're going to have an Xbox to be playing these. Now, this is just the beginning, because putting a collection of these games out really doesn't take much work at all, because they've already been developed, they've already been played, they already have the marketing and everything behind them to push them forward. So putting out these collections is the first step that they're going to be doing to take advantage of the new acquisition that Microsoft has with Bethesda, with Arcane, and putting out these crazy collections with all of the games in the series to get people acquainted with the games, put them on Game Pass, let people try them, especially if you've never played these games before. It's definitely the best way to dip your toes into it, and then it really will set Xbox Game Pass and Xbox forward for releasing new titles within these IPs. So yeah, I really think this is just showing the beginning of the advantage that Xbox is going to have going into the next generation with Bethesda, with Arcane, with Machine Games, with ZeniMax in general. I do not foresee them putting these games out on the PlayStation 5. Like I said earlier in the video, that it just doesn't make any sense. You're gonna make way more money by getting more subscribers over to Game Pass than getting royalties by allowing these games on other platforms. I know with Nintendo, they did allow Minecraft on the Nintendo Switch, and then they also allowed it on the PlayStation 4. But Minecraft was already a highly established game for years and years. They had servers on all of the different platforms, and Microsoft could have realistically taken all of that away and made you have to play it on Xbox or on PC, and they decided not to. And this all goes back to a statement that Aaron Greenberg made on the What's Good Games podcast, basically talking about Xbox Game Pass, saying that with Xbox Game Pass, Microsoft is focusing on over-delivering on value, even if it comes at the cost of profits in the short term. It's a different mindset. If you do optimize for profit, you can either say, how do we get as much profit out of each customer? Or do you pivot and then say, how do we add as much value for our fans? How can we actually over deliver on that value? If you do that, you build fans for life. And then he goes on to talk about how by doing that, you are creating the best form of marketing, which is word of mouth marketing, which has been proven over and over and over again. When you get people to buy into your service, talk about how great it is, to sell it for free to other people, that's when you grow, that's when you become known, and that's when you start making profits. But the strategy behind Xbox Game Pass and the strategy from Xbox in the last couple of years leading into the next generation has been over deliver on that value and give gamers the best place to play with the most value at a great price, and don't take advantage of them pretty much. And that is what we're continuing to see. Now, comparing this to the PlayStation 5 and what they're doing, PlayStation has that lineup of incredible exclusives, has that loyal fan base that are going to go and play those exclusives and buy a PlayStation just to play those exclusives no matter what. So they have that, and they're kind of doubling down on that strategy. They're making their money of selling as many copies of that, but it's a limited amount because you can only sell so much over a certain period of time before it eventually starts to die off, and you're really not making much off of it anymore. Whereas you compare that to Game Pass, and they will continuously be making money off of Game Pass, off that subscription service for years and years to come from people being subscribed to the service. Overall, to me, the two strategies are interesting. We're going to see which one is going to win at the end of the day based off of sales, based off of what games come to Xbox Game Pass. See if Sony cracks and makes their own subscription service when they start to really see the money rolling in from Microsoft, even though it already has started. That will be interesting to see into the next generation. I predict that with Game Pass continuing to grow, with the acquisition of ZeniMax Media, with those exclusives coming only to Xbox Game Pass and only to the Xbox ecosystem, you're going to see a shift in the industry where you're going to see more subscription coming from PlayStation, even from Nintendo at some point, by just seeing how successful it is right now and how successful it's going to be. But anyways, at the end of the day, there's great games to play everywhere. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Do you think that Microsoft is going to allow their exclusives from Bethesda and from ZeniMax to be on the PlayStation 5 or on the Nintendo Switch? Do you think that they're going to keep everything exclusive? And are you excited for Game Pass and for these games to come exclusively to Xbox if that's the direction that they decide to go? Let me know in the comments below. I'd be really interested in what you have to say. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new to this channel, as I will be covering everything next gen, all the way to getting my Xbox Series X and my PlayStation 5 on day one, and then making tons of videos with actually having the consoles in my hand, and I'm extremely excited for that. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.